Are you planning to move to a new country, or are you already a newcomer to a new country? Well, I moved to Canada 23 years ago, and it has been a wild ride. So today, I thought it would be interesting to share the lessons I've learned over the years about what should be top of mind for a newcomer and what should be on your priority list to succeed as an immigrant. Let us dive into the video. Hello everyone, my name is Diekola. I am a Nigerian Canadian who has lived in Canada for over 20 years. Welcome to this side of life. And if you're new here, welcome and thank you all for joining me today. To start off, I am assuming that if you are planning to move to a new country or you are already an immigrant in a new country, you have already established why you are moving to the new country and you have done your research and adjusted your expectations accordingly. If you are not sure what I am talking about, then please go and watch my previous video, which I will link here or here, that talks about all that. So that being taken care of, we can dive into the top 3 tips. So in order to succeed as an immigrant to a new country like Canada, UK, US, Australia, or any of the Western countries, the number 1 tip that I will give is that you must have a solid plan for your source of income. That is, how are you going to earn money? How are you going to survive in the new country? You need to determine what you want to do or what you want to become in this new country. You know, one thing that you will notice right away is that you're going to be faced with several options, and you need to decide which way you want to go and which option you want to take and which opportunities you want to take advantage of. Do you want to continue with the career that you had in your home country, or do you want to switch careers? If you want to continue in the career that you had back at home, then you need to understand what are the requirements for this new career in the new country. Do you need to validate your credentials? Do you need to write any professional exams? Or do you need to go back to school to upgrade your skills? Is your experience from the home country good enough, or do you have to take up an entry-level job so that you can build up your experience? Do you need to build a new resume? Do you need to structure your resume into the way that is required for your new country? All these things you have to look into if you want to keep doing the same career that you were doing back at home. And if you want to switch careers, then you need to determine what is the new career that you want to go for. What are the requirements? Do you have to go to school? And how many years of school do you need to be able to get into this new career? And is there any exams that you have to write? What kind of schooling will it be? Is it going to be like a full degree, or is it going to be like a diploma, or maybe it's just a certification? I know for example in IT, sometimes all you just need is to write a certification and you can actually switch from the area of IT that you were in before into a new area. So you need to research these things and find out, get information. And most of these countries have different organizations that help newcomers. You need to look for those organizations and register yourself there and go in for any of the programs that they have. Most of these programs are free, and even if they have programs that need to be paid for, the government would normally pay or give you a loan or even a grant so that you can get into the new career that you are looking for. Another thing is that you need to also understand what the timelines are. If you are going to continue with your career, how long will it take for you to get over all the requirements? And if you're switching careers, how long is it going to take for you to be able to be ready to start this new career after you have fulfilled all the requirements? And the one thing that I find that you really need to do is to learn how to plan and to follow through on your plan. There are also some careers that do not actually require you to go to school. Maybe you just need to find an entry-level opportunity in that area, and then you grow into it, and then you do it, like maybe there are certification exams, and you are good to go. you will really need to learn how to plan and follow through on your plan. Like they say, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So planning is key. And while you work out your plan, you will need to earn money by finding a transitional job. And by that I mean not the job that you want to do ultimately, but something that you are going to be doing in the interim. And for this, there are many options. You could go into retail, you could go into manufacturing, you could go into security. There are many things that people can do while they work out their plan to get to that point where they want to be. There are many transitional jobs that you can do. And this may be a challenge for some people, especially depending on maybe how old you are. And age is always a factor when you are moving from one country to another, for sure. But that is a topic for another day. So don't be lazy. Find something that you can do while you work out your plans and go to school or do your certifications or anything that you have to do to make your plans work out. As for me, all I had to do was certifications, just to get some certain skills that are kind of in demand so that I could get into the workforce. And for my husband, he had to write some professional exams even to be able to get to where he worked. And while he waited for that, he did some transitional jobs. Me, I didn't have to do transitional jobs, but I had to do those certifications. So it depends on your career and which area you want to move into or which area you want to continue in. But while you may have to do a transitional job, don't settle in that transitional job. Just look forward to your goal and take this transitional job as just something that you need to do in the interim. Don't get stuck in the transitional job, because that's what happens to some people. Because these jobs pay by the hour, and the more you work, the more you earn. Some people just kind of get into that cycle and they're not able to get out of it. So don't settle, don't get stuck in a transitional job. Don't be like those people who keep on complaining about having to do these kind of jobs and having to do multiple of them just to get enough money to make ends meet. It is possible to have a good paying job that will not require you to do multiple jobs. So tip number 2 is that you need to choose your location wisely. And by location, I mean even from the province, the state that you are going to be in, to which part of the city or the town that you are going to be living in, to which kind of accommodation you are going to get. So the city that you live in is very important because it determines your cost of living most of the time. It determines, the kind of schools you can get for your children. It determines the kind of amenities, the kind of community services that are available for you. So it is very important for you to choose the right city or town in the country where you are moving to. Some cities are very expensive. For example, in Canada, some of the more expensive cities are like Vancouver or maybe Toronto, but there are other cities that you can move to. I know some people have a target to live in a certain area, but when you first come in, it helps to be able to start in a low-cost environment, because then that makes things easier for you in terms of your expenses and in terms of getting settled and finding your feet. So choose your location wisely. Choose a city that will work with your expenses. Then even within the city or the town, make sure you look into there are certain areas in the city that are shady or sketchy, like my kids would say, sketchy places. Try and avoid those places and look for accommodation in places that are in the better side of town, because that will also determine like schools and all these other things, and it also determines the kind of people that you meet, the kind of people that you get to know when you start living in the place. And then finally, you also need to think about what kind of accommodation that you are going to get. I know some people, because of where they're coming from, maybe they want a big house and that kind of thing. But when you're starting out, there are cheaper options available to you. Like, for example, where I am, houses have basement suites, and these basement suites are just below ground. and they could be apartments, like 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom apartment, and they are relatively cheaper than other kinds of accommodation. So most newcomers will go for that because of the expense, and they will live there for a while, and then as soon as they find their feet, they can move on up to a regular apartment or a house or a townhouse or whatever they desire. So, but to keep your expenses low and to get you through that time when you are working out your plan, it is a good thing to find the more reasonable accommodation so that things can work out smoothly for you. Now, I know there are many wise people out there that are watching me. So if you have any tips for newcomers, like maybe from your own experience or from the experience of others that you can share, please comment down below. Let us know what those tips are so that we can all learn together. And if you're getting any value from this video, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. Tip number 3 is find your tribe. What I mean by that is be deliberate about who you associate with, like your community, your relationships, your network. Make sure that you choose wisely and you are deliberate about the kind of people you actually move with when you are in a new country. I tell you, the people you associate yourself with will determine your success. And that is really true. So associate with the right people, the right community, not with those who would discourage you and tell you all the terrible negative stories that have ever happened to a newcomer in a country. They will tell you that, oh, it's never, you cannot succeed. They see racism everywhere. They see bad people everywhere. They never see anything good. Those kind of people, my advice is that you run away from them because they are not going to help you. Like they say, those who say something cannot be done are interrupted by those who are already doing it. So don't be one of those people who are the naysayers who would say that it cannot be done, nobody has ever done it, or anything like that. There are people who are successful, and just follow the process and trust that you will be one of those success stories. So seek for places where you can find like-minded people, like in the church or in a professional body or in your neighborhood. There are many organizations where you can volunteer and meet people who will encourage you, people who will support you, people who will motivate you and just have your back and ginger you to succeed. These are the kind of people you want to relate with. People also say that it's not what you know, but who you know that matters. And it is true. And some people even flip that around and say that it's not who you know, but who knows you. So you need to put yourself in situations where people will know you, because you never know where any opportunity might come. You never know who is working in an organization where they need people, where they need services, or where they need your services. And you never know where those opportunities are going to come. So that's why you need to put yourself out there and relate with people who are of like mind, people who are positive minded and who are looking to succeed and who are looking to do well in the new country. This will also build your reputation, and the more people know you, the more likely you will come to mind whenever there are opportunities. When things come up, people will immediately think about you if they are familiar with you. So that's why it is very, very important who you associate with. So those are the 3 main tips that I have. And to conclude, what you need as a newcomer, as an immigrant, is you need a vision for yourself. You need a plan, and you need a commitment to your plan, to follow through on your plan and not be derailed by distractions. Just make sure you have your plan and you walk towards your plan and you follow through on your plan. Like the Bible says, without vision, my people perish. And also, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So that's why your associations are very important. Don't be like those who stay on a survival job for years and then complain that they are working multiple jobs into their old age. Take advantage of all the opportunities that you have around you. Find out about programs, grants, and support groups that can help you, and develop resilience, grit, and a can-do attitude so that you can succeed. And of course, by strength shall no man prevail. So you need to also trust in the Lord so that He can help you and bless your effort. So that's it for today. Wishing you all a happy and prosperous new year full of many successes. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know whenever I upload new videos. Also, I would really like to read your comments. What do you think? Do you have any tips for newcomers and immigrants? Do you have any lessons that you've learned that you can share that somebody can learn from? It will be great to have the discussion in the comment section. So until I come your way again, until the next video, you go out and make it the best days of your life. Bye.